All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. Again, for those of you that follow me over, I do appreciate it. So, tonight, guys, we're going to talk about the two-way big win, right? And was it really a win? And we're also going to talk about Roe versus Wade a little later tonight. So this should run about 20 minutes, half hour, not too long, uh, because I'm tired. I want to go to fucking bed. And this was a long day. Like all the research today was a long day. So anyway, on Thursday, on Thursday celebrated the Supreme Court. Sorry, on Thursday we celebrated the Supreme Court's decision to expand gun rights, where the ruling was 6-3. The nation's High Court on Thursday declared for the first time that the U.S. Constitution protects an individual's right to carry a gun outside the home for self-defense purposes, significantly expanding the Second Amendment rights. So it really isn't expanding our rights. It's just, I guess, giving back our rights, if you will. I wouldn't call it expanding. I would call it giving it back because they took it away from us, and now they're giving it back to us. Now, those of you are going to ask me about New York City. New York City right now, guys, they're fighting tooth and nail. We're going to get to that in a little bit. Now, Justice Thomas stated that the Second and 14th Amendment protect an individual's right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside the home. Because the state of New York issued public carry license only when an applicant demonstrates a special need for self-defense, we concluded that the state's licensing regime violates the Constitution. That was Justice Thomas, right? He made that statement. Now, the constitutional right to bear arms in public for self-defense is not a second-class right, subject to an entirely different body of rules than the other bills of rights guaranteed. Now, we know that no other constitutional rights that an individual may exercise after only demonstrating to government officers some special needs. So no other constitutional rights are under these kind of scrutiny like the Second Amendment has been. Now, that is not how the First Amendment works when it comes to unpopular speech or free exercise, of religion. It is not how the Sixth Amendment works when it comes to a defendant's right to confront the witnesses against him. And this is not how the Second Amendment works when it comes to public carry for self-defense. Now, according to this, the way this reads, guys, this reads as right now we can carry a gun, but there's nothing about. I'm confused about the permit part, because the part where he says an individual's rights to carry a gun for self-defense outside the home, and that is not a second class. It's not a second class right, subject to an entirely different body of rules. So is that saying that we can carry as is, right? So that's what I'm a little confused about. I obviously need someone a little smarter than me to figure that out for me, but it just sounds like that we can carry at will. As of right now, I can have a firearm on me according to the Second Amendment because I'm not supposed to be treated like a second-class citizen or have second-class rights. Now, Supreme Court destroyed the so-called balance test the lower courts have used to basically say that your rights to keep and bear arms isn't worth insisting on. So that was called the balance test. Now, does this pertain to carrying guns, not restrictions on firearms? That's another question I have. This is only pertaining to carrying guns. This is not pertaining to restricting firearms. Meaning, if they want to restrict the capacity magazines, they want to go from 15 shots to 7. They want to go from 30 rounds to 10. Is that covered under, or is that a different fight altogether? That's what I'm trying to. You still need a license to carry. Carbon Q says you still need a license to carry. Right, but if they're not handing out that license, and you still have to, like he says, you shouldn't have to demonstrate special need for it. I guess you would still need a permit. Yeah, okay. So that means, right, because here in New York City, guys, to have a carry permit, here in New York City, you have to own a business, and your business has to move more than $5,000 a day in cash. So if you're moving $5,000 a day, you can own a firearm. That's in New York City. New York State depends on the county. You can have a full concealed carry, but that depends on the county. That's county to county. So that is in regards to New York State, actually. an applicant demonstrating special needs for it. So that's out the window now. So that you're right. Thank you for that, Carbon Q. So she's right. You still need a permit, but we don't need to fucking tap dance for it anymore. So, guys, with that, Governor Hochul, New York Governor Hochul, they had a special meeting yesterday after the finding. They all but started panicking. They criticized the Supreme Court decision, and they're preparing to take legislative actions in response to strengthening gun safety regulations. This is not strengthening gun safety regulations. This is restricting gun owners. Because I know that they're doing some workaround, guys, to fucking fuck us even more. Now, this, guys, is big for New York State, but this goes across the nation as well. So all the states get to enjoy this finding, if you will. So New York City officially insisted Thursday that the U.S. Supreme Court decision to ease way for people to carry handguns for self-defense wouldn't immediately take place here. So obviously, guys, like I said before, the commissioner and the mayor of New York City have said, if you get caught carrying a gun, you're going to jail. So if I get caught carrying a gun because I'm trying to protect myself, I can still go to jail, especially if I don't have a permit. But now, what are the charges now? That's the more interesting thing. So New York City Mayor Adams Friday said it will be up to private businesses to decide whether to allow concealed guns under the new Supreme Court ruling. Now, I do not see private businesses other than clubs, nightclubs that is, stopping and frisking people. So with that, that's going to be a hard one. And that's how desperate Eric Adams is. He's already throwing it back into the hands of the business owners. He's like, well, we really can't do much, and now we have to fucking give out permits to people who want it. I'm keeping my, guys, no matter where the fuck I move, I'm keeping my New York fucking address. Because when they fucking say, you can fucking get a permit, I'm applying for a permit. Fuck them. I'm getting my permit just to fucking rub it in their faces because they're going to do what they can to make sure you can't get a permit. I'm pretty sure they're going to fucking throw everything they can at us so that we can't get our carry permit. So with that, Eric Adams was crying again by saying that the Supreme Court decision was appalling and there is no place in the nation that this decision is going to affect more than New York City. Right now, we have an immense amount of gun violence with the current laws in place. We have restrictions on firearms in place, and yet the criminals are running amok in the streets. Eric Adams is crying like a baby back bitch over some shit that he knows is wrong. Well, he doesn't know it's wrong. Well, he knows it's wrong. Every liberal knows it's wrong. Every liberal knows that they should uphold the Constitution. Now, interestingly enough, guys, this finding is appalling because, get this, Eric Adams, Hochul, what's that bitch's name? AOC, they're all saying that this is appalling, that this is disgusting, that this, and AOC said she said that to abortion, sorry, that the appalling thing about the gun decision, was that it's going to allow more people to have guns. This is the New York liberals thinking. So they're appalled by this finding as well. They're saying they're disgusted by it. Fine. All right. Moving on to abortions. They're looking at abortions and they're saying the same thing. Now, when the ruling is in their favor, guys, they all of a sudden want to uphold the law. They want to uphold the ruling. They want to be like, oh, the Supreme Court is on our side. But when there's a finding that they don't like or ruling that they don't like, now all of a sudden it's illegitimate. AOC said that the reversing of Roe versus Wade and giving it back to the states is illegitimate. So you mean to tell me now this is where you draw the line in the sand and you don't want to fucking listen to the Supreme Court, but yet before you were all about it, but because it doesn't go your way, you're crying and bitching and moaning about it. Republicans and conservatives, and we're talking about people now, not politicians. When the rulings are of that's it. You don't hear a fucking peep out of us. We're just like, fuck it. It is what it is. We'll continue to fight. But instead, the Democrats are now like, we don't like this. We're going to burn the town down. Yes, I heard about AOC inciting a riot. I didn't hear what she said. I saw her demeanor and her body language. I'm like, this bitch is fucking talking shit. But whatever. With that, guys, liberals and Democrats are showing us exactly who they are. And I'm talking about the people. I'm not talking about the Democrat. I'm not talking about the politicians, guys. I know people like the politicians are the same, Democrats or Republicans. No, dick faces. We're talking about the people. The people don't like what they see and they fucking react poorly. Yes, you can also say the same thing about fucking J6. You can say the same thing about that. People acted poorly because they didn't like the decision. Yes, we know that it was stolen, but it still doesn't change the fact that nothing's going to change. So writing about something that's not going to change is fucking stupid. Whether it's January, whether it's J6 or whether it's this bullshit, it's stupid. You look like an asshole, fucking rioting and screaming and yelling and crying over something that's not going to change. You're crying over, pretty much, guys, spilt milk. Let it go. It's done. Right? So, I disagree wholeheartedly with people acting like an asshole when the rulings are not in their favor. I don't care what the fuck it is. Yeah, JD, I don't know about that. I really don't. But whatever. We sucked it up for 8 years for Obama. City Prepper, yeah, we sucked it up for 8 years of Obama. We didn't fucking cry, bitch, and moan about it. But now you got people out in the streets talking about, yo, we gotta fucking make our voices heard. Your voices were heard for the last 2 fucking years when you were crying about a fucking crackhead criminal, and now you're crying about a fucking reversal of the Roe versus Wade. You know. So again, we've heard this. No one gives a fuck. It is what it is. Yes, you go to court, you handle it legally as you handle as legally as you possibly can, and then after that, guys, it's done. And then yes, you can keep fighting it, but that's what you do. You keep fighting it in the legal capacity. You don't fucking go out in the street and start crying and bitching and moaning about it. It don't work. It's not going to change anything. These people with their signs today, they fucking saw the listen. These people had these signs written up way too fucking fast. So they knew that the findings were going to be, or the ruling was going to be what it was going to be. We knew what the ruling was going to be months ago, right? When it got leaked out, guys, we knew what the ruling was. That's why Justice Thomas was so fucking pissed. Because he's like, fuck, they let the cat out of the bag. Now, when they let the cat out of the bag a few months ago, they even said and alluded to that they were going to give it back to the states. So why is anybody surprised? It's beyond me. But whatever. You can't, like somebody said here, you can't fix stupid. Apparently you can kill it, but you can't fix it. But whatever. I don't know, man. I like I said, I don't think fucking crying about it's going to fix anything. What do you think the Dem proposal for road amendments and dockets? Matt Dash, I have no clue. I haven't even thought that far. So, again, guys, another distraction? I think so. I think this is a definite distraction. I think that people are fucking, yes, prosperity now. People are too emotional. And I think they want us to be emotional because they want to fucking hide behind the fact that we got some serious shit around the corner. Like, right around the corner. But instead, people are going to fucking bitch, moan, and parade around about this shit. And then when they find out that there's no food in the supermarket, they're going to be like, what the fuck happened? And you know what happened? You weren't paying attention. You were worried about some shit you can't fucking change. Instead of changing your current position, you could have did that months ago. But now you can't change your current position because you're currently without food. Because you weren't paying attention months ago. Like the rest of us have been saying. You know, like, yeah, the joy of. Yeah, it's another distraction. That's all they want. They want everybody to be distracted. And listen, guys, this prepper community, and a lot of you that might not be preppers, we can multitask. We can sit here and go, man, that's fucked up. Yo, that's fucked up. As we're canning our food, or we're putting our rice away, or we're fucking bringing in a box of MREs, we can multitask. Liberals can't. They're just too stupid to do so. They're worried about stupid issues that essentially is not going to matter in a couple months. All of these things, guys, that are going on will not matter in a few months if shit gets out of hand, if things get as bad as we think it's going to get. It's just going to get fucking bad for them. And shit's going to get so out of hand, you know, I don't know. They missed that boat. Now, the joy of, there's still food on the shelves. I mean, listen, I've gone shopping the last couple of weeks. There's still an ample amount of food, so people can still do some damage with prepping, but they don't want to. They want to be focused on this shit, guys. This shit, like I said, it's not going to matter in a few months. These people are going to be with their signs in their apartment eating them because they ran out of food. Now, granted, guys, here in New York City, a lot of people don't put more than 3 days of food in their apartment because a lot of the times people eat out here. Whether they order out, they eat out. They don't put a lot of food away, so they're fucking screwed. But for the rest of us that can multitask, we've been paying attention, man. And whether we were kooks, crazy, conspiracy theorists, guess what, fuckos? We fucking won. We fucking win because we're multitasking, we're paying attention, we're getting ready, we're putting shit away, we're making sure our fucking our ducks are all in a row. We're fucking ready to rock and roll. Yeah, Christian Prepper said, Maxine Waters said, go to hell with the Supreme Court. To hell with the Supreme Court. Of course, listen, they're babies. When they don't get it their way, they're babies. When Republicans and conservatives and everybody else, independents in between, don't get their way, they just say, fuck it, we'll keep fighting. That's what they say. You don't sit there and go, fuck it, this is bullshit, I'm going to cry about it, stomp my feet like a fucking child. Because that's what they are. They're like fucking children. Right? What's up? Maverick, I'm doing my thing. Go back inside. So, with that, they always want to bother you when you're doing some shit. I could be sitting here right now watching Westworld, and they're in here 5 minutes. I could be sitting here pondering the thoughts of food, staring at this fucking dot on the ceiling, and no one will come in here and bother me. But when I'm live streaming or watching TV, the kids are in here fucking making sign language gestures so that you can't hear them on the mic. The kids are like, I'm like, what the fuck? Get out of here. Wait till I'm fucking done. You know? But anyway, that's kids for you. So, guys, with that, we're going to go off the air. We're going to go off. Oh, no, I got a couple minutes. Sorry. Take that back. Prosperity now. What happened to respect? Respect doesn't exist anymore. The left want you to just listen to what they have to say and make rules for them. Yeah, JD, I'm not going anywhere. I'm sorry. And that's how the left operates. The left is like, well, if we want this for us and that's it. And if you veer from what we want, they're like terrorists. If you don't give them what they want, they throw temper tantrums. It's pretty much what terrorists do, right? You don't get what they want, they blow some shit up. They don't get what they want, they fucking execute hostages. This is exactly what we're dealing with. We're dealing with terrorists. We're dealing with people who can't fucking understand that it didn't go their way, we'll just keep fighting. They don't understand that. All they understand is that I didn't get because this is the generation, guys, that grew up where they started screaming and crying and mommy gave them a fucking Triscuit or a biscuit or a fucking Cheez-It, whatever the fuck these kids eat. And with that, this is the end result. The end result of these adults marching in the street acting like children. You know? So, again, are we going to see civil war? I think so. Because these people are unrelenting. They want it their way now. They don't want it their way any other way. You know, and if you can't even compromise, you can't even tell them, listen, all right, we'll meet you half. No, we don't want halfway. We want all the way. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? But nonetheless, guys, that's how they act. And we're talking about the people. We're not talking about the politicians. K Teacher says, I'm still trying to process your gun laws with all the crime that's happening there. How do good guys protect themselves and their family? K Teacher, that's exactly it. Because according to Eric Adams, going back to this now, sorry guys. According to Eric Adams, if law-abiding citizens get to carry firearms, Eric Adams said this shit, that New York City is going to be the Wild West. I'm like, motherfucker, what do you got, ham hocks over your eyes? What the fuck are you looking at? This is the Wild West. It's the Wild East, actually. Right? I mean, shit's fucking out of control. It's way out of control. And he's like, if people get to carry guns to protect themselves, it'll be the Wild West. There'll be shootouts in the streets. There's shootouts in the streets now. I'm like, I don't understand his thinking. I don't understand why the fuck he said that. because he's stupid. And I get it. Liberals are stupid. Democrats are stupid. They're just stupid people. They don't know how to fucking think for themselves. Or maybe they drink stupid juice. I don't fucking know, man. I really don't understand that kind of thinking. Somebody said here, vacuum seal your seeds. I need to get seeds. I don't have seeds because I don't have anywhere to seed them. They have legitimate personality disorders. Beatrix Kiddo. Yeah. Yep. You're right about that. Debbie said she said we vacuum sealed all our rice and beans, and I think she said again something about vacuum seal your seeds. So vacuum seal your saved seeds too. Okay. So, with that, guys, I'm almost excited for the wheels to fall off to see where this goes. That's one side of me, but another side of me is like, I really don't want to fucking see where this goes. Not at least. Listen, my kids get a little older, we're all in. But they're a little young for the shit that's coming, and they're gonna have to grow up fast. And I've told them this repeatedly. You're gonna have to grow up fast because this shit's gonna get real in a fucking hurry. There is no more fucking mommy, daddy. Nope. You better grow the fuck up. Take this rifle and fucking let's get it on. Because I think that's the route we're headed to in the near future. That's all. That's all it's gonna be. Is that kind of shit. But anyway, now I can go off the air. So I hit 21 minutes. Other than that, guys, thank you for fucking joining me. Thank you for dealing with my bullshit again. Social Dilemma, they are 12 and 14. They're 12 and 14. But I also have an older guy who's 23, and my other guy who lives upstate, he's 15. Right? So, again, it is what it is. But other than that, guys, Scrappy Cat, yes, I'm training them, and I'm taking them upstate in a couple weeks to do some firearms training. Anyway, with that, guys, again, for the last time, thank you. I'm going off the air now. I'm going to sleep. I will see you guys later. I don't want to answer any more questions. Good night.